for instance, I don't.
I think there's certain, when you talk to industry people, sometimes they also want you to meet the relationship, partnership has to be confidential because of certain business strategy, especially your strategy partners. You cannot reveal too much what your strategy partners wants to do. By just telling them you are working with these people, you are actually showing nuts. So it's actually not good for you and not good for your investors or partners. So these are some things we have to be mindful of. So, but nowadays they will always try to probe here and there. So we have to find our ways how to show 50-50 to make a 51%.
I think the best was what GH said. I mean, first think that why the guy asking this question, what's the benefit for me to answer him, and just pass it. Try to pass. If you want to continue relation with the guy, so then decide that what to answer, what not to, what to keep. I mean, always you show it too much, then there's a chance that people will copy you.
Show too little.
Too little, nobody can attack you. So you have
so
to.
there's a balance. I think it takes time. Initially, the trust is not so high. As you work together, the trust goes up. Then you review more. You don't open everything. You just do step by step. So I always say it's like art of seduction. You don't take out the girls, don't take out all the clothes. You one after another. That's how it works.
Yeah, those similar concepts. So we try to share information that is sufficient to meet what they want. And we tend to split between business and technical information. So technical
You shouldn't hear all this.
Never, here you are one of us.
So for technical, normally my guideline is I can share until what, but don't ask me about how. Once you start touching how, then it could be a pattern that is far, then you go and link up to others. So that is a baseline. But in terms of business, more tricky. Certain things we think can share, certain things actually we cannot share. Like even by sharing who we talk to is already an issue. So when we talk to the screen, actually we come up with some compromise in some way, but not all the cases. For certain company, we maybe mention the profile, not the company name itself. Let's say we say it's a listed company in this area in Singapore, etc. So there's certain level. Just a
Other question? Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, in the nature of working with other people as well. So how does okay? I asked a question from outside A-Star. How does A-Star and the researchers find like business and marketing people, right? Because you talk to everybody will say they want to help, but the high level ones that can do it will definitely ask for equity upfront. Then you go for somebody that would spend some time with you, but then after that, he or she might not know how much they want back and all these things. And then how does A-Star even formulate that kind of community, right, that researchers can meet like business and marketing people, or is it within A-Star there's an allocated consulting firm that will do those kind of things, or like kind of a layer of general guidelines?
Hey guys, this one will answer.
Maybe answer that. Yeah, that is a challenge actually, and also one underlying reason why infrastructure was formed to be a neutral place whereby we can hopefully draw more scientists to mingle around with external people, including startups as well as SME and all that. It's not easy because naturally people only go to events or whatever they have an interest in. But we try, and in fact, since we have started ASA Central, I think by now it's probably about 6 months or less, in fact less than 6 months officially. But the program that we hold or conduct there, we try to make it more general, not so technical, so that people who go there, some of them from external people, they want to come in hopefully to, like recently we have every last Thursday of the month. A lot of people may not realize it. You probably see the flyers at ADM and then just throw it in the basket. But every last Thursday of the month, we organize a session whereby some scientists, some ETPR officers actually give some talk about certain technology. Hopefully not so technical. But the purpose is not so much of the technology itself. It's just to encourage people, let's say for example SME or startups who may, one day for example we have a topic about nano filtering and nano technology. They want to know something about it, but at the same time they just actually want to know some people who knows about it. So that with this kind of topic, we hope to draw people from the industry as well. And then we also try to get people, hopefully, because they are coming from the industry, we're also hoping that some of the researchers are interested enough to want to meet these people as well, and maybe relevant technology. It's not easy because to a certain extent, like I said, sometimes people complain, hey, this topic are not interesting enough because it's not deep enough, The scientists will say not deep enough, it's too superficial and all that. And then the people in the industry, some of them really, we are the last one, for example, everybody was puzzling what the hell the scientist is talking about because they don't understand the technology behind it, and we have to strike a balance. But the objective behind that, like I said, is to, like what you say, we want to do this. We are starting, we are not there yet, I think. But we're hoping that more and more of this kind of program will allow you, and by word of mouth, and by the way, after that is actually a networking session, it's wine and cheese, right? And it's in the evening. So it's not something, it's something to actually to draw people. You can bring your friends, there's no hard and fast rule, you don't pay anything as well.
Okay, before I like to invite Mr. Tom. He is actually a very successful businessman. He basically we work with him to do some technology for his company. He is not a techie. So what I like him to share, if he's going to invest in a technology company, from his point of view, what as a businessman, what does he look for? He's a real businessman. Okay, Tom, come on.
I can share here lah.
Then the first thing you notice about businessmen and research, and people will have to present.
What do you look for? When you see, these are all technical business, techie. When you want to invest in the business, what are the things you look for, and what are the things you think that they should consider? Just general question.
How to impress you? How to impress you?
They willing to put money in the company.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm not prepared. Anyway, my business is very conventional, but through the years, I ran it for 10 years. I was in the industry for 18 years. The main thing is that I think first you deal with technology, I deal with service, I deal with human and all that. But altogether, that in order to market your product, you basically need it to be new. New means new value to the market. You need to be selective. Where exactly the segment you go for, who are your competitors, and what new value you bring to it. How advanced or how different is your product. If you're going to fight with any other people out there, it's going to be a tough fight. Seriously, really. And I started with my proposal running all over because I do pest control, 200 company in Singapore. I start run all over to see, sorry I didn't know spring, but anyway you don't find me because no technology. So it's the worst business to be in because a lot of competitions, a lot of labor issues and all that. So I run all over a span of about a year, get nothing. He asked me, how long is your ROI? I said 3 years. 3 years, I was already not interested. 3 years to fully recover, and there's a value of that company to maybe 8 times, 10 times of the profit, but not interested. So the main thing is that I think even for me, I'm not going to go back to pest control just to do pest control as compete to another 200 guys. No, I'm not. So I need to be able to bring new things into the industry, new changes, new landscape, change the game. That is the way to do things. Smart nation. Why Singapore gears so fast? Try to be the first one against the world, because that is the value lies. If you're going to tell me that you're going to do something that someone already selling it, you're going to make it smaller, cheaper, China. It's not here. It's not going to get it done here, China. But you start something new, it's going to create a lot of new values to the value chain. Yes. And first of all, I think forget about divulge a lot of your information. Patent it. If your product is patent able, then you will able to make a case. If your product not even able to be patent, to me, then you're going to reconsider. I'm very strict, very direct. Yeah, so that is the way to go. So if you want to go along the way where I did, tough, very tough. very, very tough. You know, so you've got to fight with a lot of other people. It's going to be very tough in Singapore. We're small, yeah, and we need a lot of talented people, very high in demand, and they demand a lot from you as well. So you got to work hard to give to them, not you. No, be a little bit selfless on that. If you get good people, you got to work hard for them. Otherwise, why should they work for you? If you don't look at me, I don't look at you. What is in it for me? That's the question to ask. So, but nevertheless, that's the first part of it, and you need to share. I mean, as a partner, sorry, yeah? As a partner, I think I need to know. I'm a marketing man. I know the market. I run around the market. So I need to know what you have, not to learn how to make it. No way I can make it. Yeah, and I won't trust go and get your information, go and ask somewhere else, hey, you do it. Then the fellow will take away from me. What am I going to do? I run over for no reasons. But the main thing is that I want to know because I need to know if it is marketable. If someone else has done it, what is the value to the industry? So that is important to me. If I see the value, I see something new, then I will want to do it. But if I know that someone else is doing, China is doing better, cheaper, then I say, oh, okay, I have no choice. That is where we are coming from. We want to know because we need to know how to market, whether it's marketable. Okay.
Thanks. You see, from what he expressed is really a businessman. You see, most of you here are researchers, and actually on the other side, when you want to attract investors, that's how they think. They don't care too much about technology. They can go anywhere. Why should they want to see you in Singapore when they can go Korea to take? No difference to them. Money is very flexible, can go anywhere in the world. Technology is actually very narrow. So you must know how to position what is uniqueness about it. So what I share with you is, I think the important part is that sometimes being technical guy, you always think in the business, you are the most important guy. Unfortunately, when you roll out into the market, you'll find that actually your contribution in there sometimes might not be as high as what you think. So you have to accept that. Or you say, I don't want to share with other people, I want to keep, because what is the interest for the guy who wants to bring the technology out into the market? So I share with you, this is what I saw in Philips. Development cost is $1. To get it ready for production in the market is actually 1 times 4 times. That means that you spend $1 for development, to roll out in the market and production everything is 4 times. So 1 to 4 ratio.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks Tom. Okay. So because of that, you tend to think that your ratio is very high. So you will find that actually people who can get your business up, actually they have different type of value. So important is that you must respect what they can do for you. Because on your own, you can reach a certain part, but you need that part to reach the next level. So I would recommend that you should look at yourself, and then I have mentioned to one of our people who want to do startup, he raised the same question to me. I said, never mind. Think about it like, the VC comes in, invests in your company. After 2 years, you decide that you give it away. It doesn't matter, you give it away. Then you exit. You have a personal experience really that you have done a successful startup. So when the next time you raise another money, you get better valuation for yourself. So I say you treat it like a journey. It's an experience. Even if you get it wrong, so be it. Then you learn from that. Then go to do another startup. Because the first startup is a step for your second startup. Don't think that your first startup is the end of the world. It's the stop, and then say you're going to do that only. Don't believe in it. So you got any other questions?
For Will Bird, right?
Wilbert,
Let's say if I have technology from US and I need one of A-Star's technology to combine it to complete its development. So does that qualify for TCS?
If it's purely integrating them together to come up with a product, then not much value. But if today you are telling me that there's much more work to do, and by using these two technologies as background IP, where you can actually create new foreground technology, foreground IP, then yes, potentially we can support it.
Just now Dr. Tan mentioned that you just spend $1 to come up with the technology, but it takes $4 to come to the market, right? And we
That's in Philips. I saw the number in Philips.
yeah, okay. I mean that can be plus minus true for every industry. So we acknowledge that marketing people are so important. So my question is, why TECS funding is not for the marketing people? Yeah. So I mean, not 85% can be at least 50% something.
Sure.
And
Primarily, TECS focus more a lot on the R&D. So that's why it's called R&D commercialization scheme. TECS is not meant for mass production, which is why the last milestone or the last deliverable of the TECS only require the startup to get your first reference customer. So most of the money is actually for you to spend on your R&D, hiring engineers, researchers, and all the materials that's required. And then we will support you on your journey to get your first reference customer, and then it's up to you, the startup, to actually get VC money, early stage funding, to prepare for mass production.
so that means the marketing guy can be involved in the later part of the research. Is that okay?
Typically, at a very early stage, a lot of times the CEO is the one who also double out as a marketing role. And again, TECS is not meant to be the only lifeline for the startup. So the startup also has to explore other funding sources to help to get the business started. So the way we always advise startups is that don't see TECS as the end. You know, it's only to help you get to the next part.
Maybe TCS is basically technology development fund. It's not a working capital kind of that is the investors' prerogative. You need investor money to do your marketing, your working capital, and all that.
Having said this and following up many questions just now, I can talk about enhancement and so on, right? Now here we're talking about a lot of the context in the background is talking about startup, and we have some idea we want to start up. So one of these questions is about we have existing product, we come up with a significantly extension, or we have already an existing company doing one piece, but I want to expand to build a product, another product, but it's an existing company. So are you moving from the angle that this is not, the company already have funding and maybe existing and they want to build another new product, so do you consider that as eligible? That's part of the question.
Sure.
Okay. Second part is what's the so-called KPI of the, from Spring's perspective about TCS? Something they want, they say like, okay, my KPI is actually I want to fund you TCS, and my goal is actually, so later you get investor, it's my success.
Sure. Okay, on the first question, we have companies who have commercialized their own first product before, and then they actually want to either they want to pivot into a new product, new market, or they want to significantly enhance their existing product to make it even more defensible. So we have supported companies on that front before. At the end of the day, but again, the nature of these companies which we have supported in these instances, they are still considered startups because they are still less than 4 years, 5 years. Today, if you are SME, then it's a different story. Because SME, your revenue pipeline is really in the millions perhaps. Those are different stories, but in the context of a startup with less than 4 or 5 years, those are still supportable.
So you look at it from a company perspective, from the product that they want to develop. A company may have more than one product.
Sure, both. Today, if the company, if you're talking about the numbers, is like 4 or 5 different lines of product, then we will ask the startup, you are a startup less than 4 or 5 years, do you have this amount of resources and capacity to actually focus your attention on so many products? But if today we are talking about 1 going to 2, then that one, the startup still has, most of the time still is still able to articulate that we can still focus on the resources, the teams, to help to build out this product and commercialize it and bring it to greater scale.
So the answer is yes, we do support the second question.
We do, yeah. On your second question, I think from a government's perspective or a larger economic, as an economic agency, I think the purpose at the end of the day is still to create good jobs. And we want to support companies, projects, with an end in mind, hoping that one day these startups can be able to grow into a larger SME or even an MNC. So it helps to create good jobs. So it is in our interest to actually help all of you succeed. But at the same time, this is taxpayers' money. So, and at the same time, we also don't want to waste the time of startups. If a lot of times startups come to us having the same idea as what we have seen in many different companies, I think as what just now the entrepreneurs mentioned, it's very competitive, it's very hard. And at the same time, we also want to make sure that the startup has really done some homework in terms of speaking to the industry, speaking to the partners, doing their market study, have a plan, have a clear plan. And then we want to support them and hopefully help them grow bigger.
So the KPI is not about, because we funded you TCS, that's why you got investment. That's why TCS is successful.
I think in the longer term, I think I can share this also. Of course, the longer term goal, the KPI of Spring is potentially if we support this company, in a few years time, you manage to raise X amount of money, X amount of investments, you create X amount of jobs. So that's a longer term KPI. But the shorter term KPI that leads to this longer term KPI would be how many number of projects do we support a year? How many of these projects successfully complete? And immediately within the project itself, how many went on to raise the next round of funding?
Okay, in the interest of time, I let you present, and then if you can take it off offline. Can we have a hand pass?
I just wanted to add two things. Sorry. Okay, actually I had prepared some slide to present, but I think most of the things that I wanted to present it already discussed. Two things I wanted to add that I want to share with you. First of all, actually from Poon, his famous sentence that it is not about the technology unless it is about the technology. Until it is about the technology. You have to think about it deeply to understand. If not, then ask Poon to that. But it is very important. It is very, very important in your startup journey. The second thing I wanted to share with you, and then again you need to wear your ears, is from the Dr. Tan. You need to learn how to engineer the system. I don't explain it.
That's why the company started called Systems Engineering. You engineer the system. Okay, can we have a hand close there? You run through your slide?
Yeah. Actually, if we don't have much time, actually most of the things that I'll be sharing in the slides is available on the website. So maybe we can just
run through.
mingle.
You want to mingle? Up to you. You want to mingle or you want? I think they want mingle. They can go to the website and find out. Okay, thank you guys.
To understand more about this, because we actually running a program.